Hello everybody, this is James here. Tonight I'm going to show you my version of fried rice. It's a little different. The way I cook my chicken and fried rice is a little different. I hope you like it. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need these are frozen vegetables, but mixed vegetables. Of course, you're going to need chicken. You're going to need garlic. You're going to need onion. You're going to need a green pepper. You're going to need some spring onions, rice. I use olive oil. You're going to need mushrooms. And you're going to need celery. And of course, a rice cooker. This is just a rice cooker. Has nothing, it doesn't do anything else. Okay? First, you're going to start off with your just your rice cooker. That's a rice cooker, not a crock pot. You're going to add in your chicken. It's frozen chicken. Then to the chicken, you're going to add in about a tablespoon full of oil. Pepper to taste. Lemon pepper, about a quarter teaspoon. You don't need much of that. MSG, it wakes it up. About, half a teaspoon, between a half teaspoon and a quarter teaspoon. Then you're going to need water. You're going to need about 8 cups of water because I have 4 cups of rice. And I use basmati rice. Now the water should cover your chicken, or just about so. Then you're going to plug in your machine. Plug in your machine. Turn it on. Cover it and let that cook for about 20 minutes. It's not going to pop because the weight of the chicken and the water is still there. It only pops when you add your rice. So just let the chicken go and I'll show you what to do afterwards once it's cooked. Now that it's been 20 minutes, the chicken's been cooking. I want to take the chicken out. As you can see, it's almost cooked. I'm going to leave it cool down for a bit. I'll show you why in a minute. Now you can see the chicken juice in here with all that flavor. So now I'm going to add the rice. And as a rule, you want twice as much water. You want equal amount rice to water. So what I do is I take something with markings, and you can see I could judge. So if you push it down, and you can see how much rice you have, and you bring it up just above the rice, and you can see how much water you have. If you need to adjust the water, this is the time you adjust the water. So now you put it back on. There's no need to touch anything because now this will pop. Once it's popped, you'll know. So now I'm going to leave this. Ooh, that's hot. I'm going to leave this chicken cool down. And I'm going to come back. I'm going to take the skin off. I'm going to put it in the microwave to crisp it up a bit. I'm going to chop up the chicken for the fried rice. So I'll come back in about 15-20 minutes. And okay, now waiting for the rice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skin this chicken. Just like this. Take the skin off as clean as possible. And I'm going to put it on a plate. A separate plate here. Just like that. Take the chicken off there. See how this skin comes off. It's going to get crisped up. Now, I let this chicken cool down because it was very hot. So, all the skin's off. I'm going to put that away for now. And we're going to pick this chicken apart. Get all the meat off. See how it's not quite cooked yet? But as we stir fry, fry it into the fried rice, it will cook. So we take all the meat off as much as possible. Just like so. That's part of skin. You don't want to let too much meat go by. And you could use this as soup too. You put a little bit of, when you're cooking noodles, you put a little bit of this into your soup. And it makes a broth. So now, we're taking the rest of the meat off as much as possible. And we're going to cube this up. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. You could either cube it up, or you can shred it like this. If you prefer it shredded, like I do, you could shred it, or you could cut it up in slices. Totally up to you, right? The thinner you get it, the faster it'll cook on your in your wok. Just like that. Now for the chicken skin, I'm going to put it in the microwave. Put it in the microwave. Cover it with a sheet of paper like that. That way there's two things. It doesn't splatter all over the place, and it helps absorb some of that humidity of water. So I'm going to put it in for 2 minutes, just like that, and leave that cook. Now the rice, it's popped. I unplugged it. So what I want to do now is I want to add a little oil just on top, about a tablespoonful, and a little bit of soy sauce. Remember, this is salted soy sauce. Right on top. Then I'm going to cover it. And you should put it in the fridge overnight. That makes the best. But for this video purposes, we're going to do it fast track. Now I took this is chicken skin. And you can see it's crisped up. So I'm just going to give it a rough chop here. And I'll add a little crispiness to your fried rice. This is goodness here. So I'll add that to the chicken. And we're almost ready to fry our rice. Okay, now I got the stove on high. I want about 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of oil. You let that heat up a bit. To that, I'm going to add my garlic, my onion, just like that. My seasoning, I have salt, pepper, lemon pepper, ginger, and chili flakes. Give that a stir. You see, I don't need a lot of oil. So I just want to tenderize the onions a bit. And at this point, it'll start to, you'll get kind of like a peppery smell, a strong peppery smell. Almost like it's burning, but that's what you want. Now I'll add a little bit of sambal. Not too much. A little bit more oil. Now I don't want to add too much salt, because remember I salted the chicken, the water. I have soy sauce, but you can add salt to taste. Now the onions are separated and they're starting to be translucent. I'm going to add my chicken. Finish cooking that. And you want to cook your chicken really well. Excuse me, the spices are starting to burn me there. And at this point, I add a little bit of soy sauce. Not too much, just to keep it from burning. And that... Sorry. And that will help salt everything else up. Frozen vegetables. Remember the frozen vegetables will cool down everything, and they do take time to cook. You want to constantly stir this so it doesn't burn. Scrape up the bottom as well. Just like that. See how much oil that's in there? You really don't need much oil. Once the onions start absorbing the oil, then the chicken's already greasy. And you see how much chicken I had, and that's plenty for the amount of rice we have, which is serving of 8 or more. This will be my lunch, dinner, and supper for the next couple of days. So at this point, I'm going to add my celery and green pepper, and a little bit of MSG to this point too. That'll help with the flavoring of the chicken and the vegetables. You want about half teaspoon, not more than that. I'm going to add just a little drizzle more oil. Again, so it doesn't burn. And once that starts cooking, and the vegetables, the celery starts getting soft, then I add in my eggs. I make a little bowl. This almost looks like a stir fry right now, right? But it isn't. This is really healthy because most of this is vegetables, very little chicken, and very little calories in this. This whole dish here has about 350 calories plus the oil. About 400 calories in here, which is nothing. You add your rice, and per serving it will be approximately 350 calories, all said in a good serving of rice. So now my vegetables are starting to soften up there. See how they're getting a little translucent. And it's okay if some of your celery didn't cut all the way through, because once they start cooking, the fibers will break up a little. I know most of cooking shows, they right? Well, I got an electric stove and I don't want to break it, so if I had a gas stove, it'd be a little different. So now is about the time you want to put in your egg. So you just give it a little well, just like so. You put 1 egg in the middle, 2 eggs in the middle, minus the shell. Okay, sorry about that. I lost the video. Once you cook up the egg, and I put a little bit more salt in with the egg, then you add, once it starts cooking, and the egg is, you stir it up with your vegetables, and you can see it coat all the vegetables, and that way it starts turning white. And once it starts turning white around your vegetables, then you know the vegetables are cooked, because the egg is cooking, right? And that's the perfect time to put in your rice. So what I did was I put in the rice, I put in the green onions, the spring onions. Then I gave it a little bit more soy sauce, and I put in about a 1/4 teaspoon of MSG, and just a drizzle worth of olive oil. So the olive oil, out of all the oil I used about 6 tablespoons for 8 servings of oil, fried rice. So now it's done, it's off the heat. I'm going to serve it up and give it a taste test. I'll serve it up. Just like that. That's a heavy serving because, well, I'm alone and I eat a lot. So now for the taste test, try this out. You have vegetables, you have the green onions, you have the meat. Very good. Like I said, it has a layer of flavoring, a slight, a slight spiciness to it. Sorry about my hair. It's not too salty, and it's definitely not over greasy, and it's actually just perfect. So there you go. You try it. Cook your chicken in the rice cooker, and you go those steps. You'll find that your rice will have a layer of flavoring already to it when you stir fry it. Okay, I'll talk to you next time.